The story begins at a renowned search engine company, Blue Book, where a dedicated employee named Caleb Smith receives the incredible news that he has won a contest granting him the opportunity of spending a whole week with the company's CEO, Nathan Bateman. Soon, Caleb is taken via a helicopter to a remote and unpopulated jungle-like area. The helicopter goes away, and then Caleb eventually arrives at a mysterious house-like entrance. To his surprise, he gains access using facial recognition, which opens the door for him. Inside, he finally meets Nathan, who appears to be recovering from a hangover, leading Caleb to wonder if there was a recent celebration at the home. However, Nathan reveals that the place is not a house, but rather a research facility. As the two engage in conversation, Nathan discloses a fascinating revelation to Caleb that he can explore any room where his keycard grants access, but he won't be able to enter any rooms where his keycard doesn't work. Nathan then presents Caleb with a comprehensive NDA agreement, and eager to learn more about the facility, Caleb eagerly signs the document. It is then that Nathan introduces Caleb to the concept of the Turing test and explains that it is a test in which a human interacts with AI. Now Caleb is the one who is going to participate in the test, and if he fails to distinguish that he is talking to an AI or a human, that means Nathan has done an excellent job in creating the robot. Nathan's offer overwhelms Caleb with enthusiasm, and he praises him for the unique opportunity. As Caleb continues his exploration of the research facility, he is directed to meet Ava, the AI machine. Separated by the glass, Caleb engages in conversation with Ava, curious about her abilities. He inquires about her age, and when she starts to speak, to which Ava responds that she is one. However, she doesn't make it clear whether it's a month, day, or year. She claims to have known how to speak for as long as she can remember. The two delve into a thought-provoking discussion about the origin of language, pondering whether it is an innate ability or something acquired through experience. The following day, Nathan seeks Caleb's opinion on AVA and how he would describe her. Filled with admiration, Caleb praises the creation, but wonders why he was allowed to see Ava when the original Turing test typically hides the AI's identity from the examiner. Nathan explains that this was a deliberate decision to challenge Caleb's perceptions and judgment, emphasizing that the true test lies in determining whether Ava possesses consciousness or not. As the night unfolds, Caleb finds himself unable to sleep, prompting him to wander around the facility. To his surprise, he stumbles upon AVA through a camera, attempting to draw something. However, their interaction is disrupted when a power outage occurs. He is temporarily confined to his room due to the automatic locking system during power failures, but keeps waiting patiently until the generators restore the electricity. He then ventures out, finding a telephone in another room, and just as he approaches it, he is startled by Nathan's unexpected voice, telling him that he is not permitted to make calls. Caleb inquires about the power failure and room locking mechanism, and Nathan explains that it's a recurring technical issue, and the system is designed to automatically lock the doors during such events. Satisfied with the explanation, Caleb returns to his room and finally manages to get some sleep. The next morning, Caleb wakes up to find a young woman, Kyoko, placing his coffee on the table, and later when he meets with Nathan, he reveals that he sent Kyoko to wake him up. During Caleb's second session with Ava, they grow closer. Ava poses a thought-provoking question, asking if they are friends. Caleb affirms their friendship, but Ava points out that friendship should be a two-way exchange, highlighting that Caleb knows a lot about her, but she remains ignorant of his life. Upon asking, Caleb opens up, sharing the painful loss of his parents during childhood in a terrible car accident. He was also injured during the accident. However, because he was in the back seat, he remained alive and spent a long time in the hospital. To cope with his parents' death, he invested all his time in coding. AVA's curiosity extends to Nathan, who asks if he is Caleb's friend, to which Caleb admits that while they may not be best friends, they can be considered friends, and he works at Nathan's factory. As they converse, an unexpected power outage puts the room into darkness, and the cameras turn off. Seizing the opportunity, Ava takes a moment to warn Caleb, advising him not to trust Nathan. Before he can inquire further, the lights come back on, and Ava swiftly changes the subject, leaving Caleb to wonder about her warning. Later, when Nathan and Caleb are together, Nathan inquires about their conversation, but Caleb chooses not to mention the part where the lights went out. However, Nathan shows particular interest at that moment and asks for details. Caleb makes the incident look unimportant, stating that nothing significant occurred during the power failure. Confused about the recurring power issues, Caleb questions Nathan about them, and Nathan tells him that he tried to solve the issue but couldn't. He adds that after getting the power lines ready, he eliminated all the workers to prevent any potential leaks of sensitive information. Caleb opts to remain silent, unsure of the true intentions behind Nathan's words. In the following session, Ava reveals a desire to venture into the outside world and offers Caleb the chance to accompany her and see it through her eyes. Initially thinking it's a playful remark, Caleb plays along, but Ava surprises him by asking him to close his eyes. He obliges, and in the meantime, Ava goes to a room where he dresses herself up like a girl and also puts on a wig. As she returns, Caleb opens his eyes only to find that Ava has used the time to change into a beautiful dress, declaring that she will wear it on their date. In their subsequent meeting, Caleb asks Nathan why Ava was granted sexuality, to which Nathan reveals that he wanted to grant her the full spectrum of human experiences, believing that consciousness would be incomplete without such aspects. In response, Caleb asks Nathan if he purposely designed Ava to seduce him. However, he denies this notion, saying that Ava's feelings may have emerged due to her first exposure to another man. During the next session with Ava, Caleb shares that his purpose is to test her for consciousness and asks if Ava knows this, to which she claims to have no prior knowledge of it. In a sudden recurrence of the lights going out, Caleb seizes the chance to ask Ava about her warning not to trust Nathan. She claims that Nathan has been dishonest with her on numerous occasions, and Caleb ponders whether Nathan might be responsible for the power outages. But Ava surprises him by revealing that she is the one controlling the power cuts to grant them moments of privacy and unmonitored interaction. Later, Caleb has an outing with Nathan where he musters the courage to ask about the real reason he was chosen to be part of this experience. Nathan discloses the truth. Caleb was selected not through a contest win, but due to his unique abilities and strong moral character. The following morning, Caleb finishes shaving and, glancing at the camera feed, witnesses Nathan inside Ava's room. To his dismay, Nathan seizes Ava's paintings and destroys them. Troubled by this, Caleb heads to Nathan's room, where he finds Kyoko standing in silence, observing another painting. Caleb inquires with Kyoko about Nathan, but she remains tight-lipped and instead starts undressing. Before anything can escalate, Nathan emerges from behind, reminding Caleb of Kyoko's communication limitations and her interest in only dancing. He playfully starts the music, and Kyoko begins to dance. In their subsequent session, Ava poses numerous questions to Caleb, using her lie detector capabilities to test his truthfulness. Caleb responds to most queries truthfully, but when Ava asks him what will happen to her if she fails the test, he struggles to provide a satisfactory answer. Ava then asks Caleb if he is also worried like her that someone might shut her down, to which he expresses no such fear. To Caleb's surprise, Ava reveals a photo that Nathan had torn while in her room, pointing towards Nathan's questionable actions and intentions toward her. Later, Nathan and Caleb again go outside to enjoy nature, and here, Nathan hints that after the test he will shut down Ava and prepare a better model. He will keep her body and memories and improve on the overall technology. This news is a shock to Caleb, who thought that this was his finished product, but Nathan tells him that he has already done several similar projects and will do more in the future to create the perfect AI. Later on, Caleb stumbles upon Nathan in a drunken and unconscious state and takes advantage of the opportunity. He takes hold of Nathan's keycard and ventures into the forbidden secret rooms. There, he uncovers a shocking revelation from the computer logs. Nathan had prepared several robots prior to Ava, all of whom desired to experience the outside world. These unfortunate creations were hidden away, and their lifeless bodies are still in Nathan's closet. As Caleb processes this horrifying discovery, he observes Kyoko lying on a bed, and to his astonishment, she proceeds to remove some fake skin, revealing her own robotic nature, and Caleb flees from the room. Meanwhile, Nathan awakens and realizes that his keycard is missing, making him alarmed, and he begins to search for it, eventually arriving at the door behind which Caleb had been conducting his investigation. As Caleb emerges from the room, he cunningly tricks Nathan into believing that the keycard is lying on the floor, diverting Nathan's attention from the truth. Back in his room, Caleb, deeply disturbed by the events he has witnessed, seeks reassurance about his own humanity and cuts himself to check for any robotic characteristics. As he sees his own blood, he makes a sigh of relief, confirming that he is indeed human. He smashes the mirror in his room, and unbeknownst to him, Kyoko silently watches from the other side of the mirror, During the next session with Ava, Caleb tells Ava that Nathan will surely dismantle her if she fails the test, and then he shares a daring plan to ensure her escape from Nathan's threat. He asks her to initiate a power failure at 10 p.m., as in the meantime, he will make Caleb drink a lot and get hold of his keycard. During the power outage, Nathan will be automatically confined inside the building, and meanwhile, they will make their escape swiftly. Ava agrees to assist him in this daring scheme. The following day marks Caleb's last day with Nathan as his 7-day immersion comes to an end. Caleb suggests celebrating with drinks, but Nathan declines, claiming he no longer indulges due to his loss of control when drunk. Nathan inquires if Ava has passed Caleb's test, and Caleb reluctantly replies affirmatively. Despite his efforts to deceive Nathan, Caleb takes a few sips of alcohol. Nathan revisits their earlier conversation about Ava's feelings towards Caleb, introducing a new perspective. He suggests that Ava's apparent affection might merely be a manipulation to gain Caleb's trust and aid in her escape. To prove this, Nathan shows Caleb a recorded conversation with Ava from a previous power outage, indicating that Ava had played him all along. Due to frequent outages, Nathan put a battery camera in the AVA's room, of which Ava and Caleb had no idea. He then reveals that Ava was never the one being tested. Rather, Caleb was the real subject, and the revelation makes Caleb disgusted. Nathan initiated this experiment, selecting Caleb because of his unique background without parents or a partner, allowing Nathan to mold AVA into Caleb's ideal companion based on his internet history. As they discuss the revelation, the power suddenly goes out, and Nathan realizes it must be AVA following Caleb's instructions, and then he mocks Caleb for his struggle in making him drunk earlier. However, Caleb reveals that AVA no longer requires his help, as he had already programmed the system to open the gates during a power outage because he had an idea that Nathan might be listening to his secret conversations, even during a power outage. Seeing Ava on the computer monitor leaving her room, Nathan becomes enraged and lashes out, punching Caleb and making him unconscious. Fueled by anger, Nathan grabs a rod and rushes to intervene in a secret exchange between Ava and Kyoko, leading to a fight between them. Nathan damages Ava's arm during the struggle, but Kyoko surprises him by stabbing him from behind. In the midst of the chaos, both Kyoko and Ava combine forces, overpowering Nathan and ultimately bringing about his demise. After that, Ava turns her attention to Caleb, asking him to wait for her. She goes to Nathan's closet and sees many robots. She takes one of the robot's skin and changes into clean attire, adopting a human-like appearance. Without freeing Caleb from his confined state, she makes her way out of the facility and proceeds to the waiting helicopter, which transports her to the city. Caleb remains trapped in a cage from which Ava successfully escapes and integrates herself into the human world.